you beautiful Spark, and welcome back to another solo episode of Spark TV. I am your host, Danielle Lewis, the CEO and founder here at Spark Business, the platform for women in business who want to grow their profit and impact. I'm so glad that you are here in the airwaves with me today. I wanted to just share a little tidbit from a lot of conversations I've had lately on the Spark podcast. So obviously, a couple of times a week, we interview female founders at all stages in business. And I like to look for recurring themes, just to see what's going on for female founders and whether there are any kind of recurring nuggets of wisdom that we can share back with the community to help, this roller coaster ride that we're all on. And one of the ones that has struck me this week is that, is not to underestimate the skills you might have from a previous career or a previous business or a previous perhaps failed experience. This episode is really for anyone who is either thinking of starting a business or thinking of changing direction. Maybe there's even a product or service that you're hesitating on trying out. Maybe there's a product or service that you're hesitating shutting down. Maybe you're hesitating shutting down your business entirely and starting something new. It's interesting when people are talking to me about starting a new business, oftentimes the fear is really around not choosing the right option, not picking the right niche, not picking the right product or service, not pricing correctly, not even picking the right business name. And I find it so funny because I don't know any business owner who has had a linear path. I don't know any business owner that just, cracked out of high school and went, stuff uni, I don't need that. I've got this great business idea, and they just launch it and it's a giant success. That story has never happened in over 200 interviews that I've done with women in business. It was always, trying this career, trying that career, failing, getting fired or hating it or, whatever. And then trying this business and that failed, or this product that failed, or this mortgaging of the house, or this other risk one took. Their stories are always so colorful. The path is always so messy, and it's so cool because you can always hear it in their stories as well, that no experience is ever not utilized at some point in the future of the successful business, And I reflect on my time in my corporate career. So I worked for Telstra for over a decade in various levels of sales. And it was interesting because when I launched Scrunch, I have two businesses with similar names. When I launched Scrunch, I was the salesperson. So every skill that I'd learned over the last decade of being in corporate, I transferred into my role as founder. Proposal writing, being able to write an email, cold outreach, being able to hold a sales meeting, being able to talk to somebody on the phone, totally underrated, especially when I started hiring Gen Zers. Anyway, I digress. But really, all of the skills I'd learned in my previous career was really what set me up for success in business ownership. So I just wanted to come on and say, don't think that you've got to know it all, or that trying something new, it might not be the thing that puts you on the path to success. There's this great quote tile on Instagram, of course, that I see regularly that is, you're just one decision away from X, from hitting that goal. You're just one move away from that milestone. And always makes me think, the work is never done. I just got to try something new until it finally clicks. So every skill is transferable. Don't think any experience that you have gotten in either previous careers, previous businesses, previous products or services are a waste. They are never a waste. And, there's other interesting things around having different networks, different careers is that, you know, you can often have great networking opportunities, right? So I have gotten clients out of previous relationships and previous businesses. And, you know, I built this network up over time of, you know, many different industry types, many different job roles. I think I've got like over 10,000 followers on LinkedIn now. They're from all different walks of life, all different careers, all different businesses. And, you know, when I post something, you just never know who it's going to resonate with. So, you know, if I started a new business tomorrow, I wouldn't start from scratch. I wouldn't delete everything and start again. You know, I'm starting with networks, and it's compounding, you know, every time you do something, every time you go to a networking event, every time you connect with somebody on social media, all of these activities are compounding. They are never a waste. So I think that that's really powerful as well, is to think about the network. So not only are the skills transferable, but your networks are transferable as well. I think sometimes we struggle with confidence a little bit, that making a big change, making a big move, maybe we're not qualified, but I feel like we actually need to reflect on everything we've done in our life and look at how the qualifications that we have built might transfer into starting a business, testing a new product or service, or change, even if it's changing a career, even if you're not here for the business podcasting. But I think that trusting your gut and trusting your instincts is highly underrated here. You know, we do need to back ourselves, even if the path isn't clear. You know, there is no perfect time. Usually there's not confidence. Usually there's not courage. It's doing it and just seeing what works and not being worried that if something doesn't work, it's not like, the one thing I love about business, and now I'm ranting, the one thing I love about business is that you are in complete control. You know, if you wake up tomorrow and you're like, what the hell have I built for myself? You're the one that's in the driver's seat. You're the one that has the ability to change what you're doing. If you have a product or service that you resent, you're the one that has the power to change that. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because if you have, you know, if you do client work and you hate client work, obviously firing all your clients means you don't have any money. But you do have the ability to, okay, every week until it's done, I'm going to set aside an hour or two and I'm going to work on that course or that membership or that, you know, template thing, like something that's maybe a little bit more pre-done that you sell over and over again versus client work, and then slowly transition. Okay, I made $1,000. I've got $1,000 monthly recurring revenue coming in from that product. Now, great, I'm going to fire one client. Oh, I've got $2,000. I'm going to fire that second client. I've got $3,000 a month monthly recurring revenue. I'm going to fire that third client, until you shift the pendulum in the direction that you want to go. But you are not, but I guess you've got to make that move. You've got to make that first step, knowing that, you know, it may not work, but it may work. So anyway, let's just put a pin in it there. I just wanted to show up and say that no, nothing you do is ever a waste. No product or service that you try and fail at is ever a waste. No job you ever have in your life is ever a waste. No network you build is ever a waste. Nothing is ever a waste. You never know when it will come back to support your business goals. You never know what move, you are just one move away from hitting that milestone or making that dream come true. So nothing is a waste. Trust your gut and just make the move, baby. I hope that inspires you today. I hope you are having a brilliant day in business, sending you all of the good money vibes, all of the good profit vibes. And I'll see you in the next episode of Spark TV.